Alex is making some really good progress on the armoire. You know, he's got the 4 drawers done, all walnut faced with Blum glides and slam latch, flush mounted handles. I'm using these everywhere in every van. I love them. They're very well made, gutsy stainless steel, and they slam shut. One move to open. It's not like you have to push a button then pull. I don't like those. So here we have this little storage box. This is going to have shelves in it for storage. It's pretty deep. And we're going to have cupboard doors here, but they are really not cupboard doors. Only this side is going to work, be operational. This is the side of the shower box. What we're going to do in here, this is going to be like an equipment room. We're going to put Sam's WeBoost components. We're going to mount those here. And during the day, anyone that's not in the know is going to think there's 2 cupboard doors here, but this one's actually a panel. It's a fixed panel. We're not going to have to get at these components very often. This is the side that will hinge open and closed for all of his probably clothing or pantry. I don't know. He's got 4 big drawers for clothes. He's got this massive wall cabinet that goes all the way down the line. It's 8 feet long. But Sam requested a little lockbox. So Alex made a little safety deposit box for him. Remember, I used to go to the bank with my grandfather and my brother. It was always a big deal if we had to go and put something in the safety deposit box or take something from the safety deposit box. The guy would go in with the key, we'd go in the vault, then he'd put you in the little room with the box. And when he opened that box, we would be looking in there, what's in this thing? My God, it's like we went to Fort Knox. So Sam's got his own little safety deposit box. Now the shower, this is the shower cubby. And this is basically during the day going to be hidden with a mirror that covers this whole area here. French cleat, very easy to click it on, lock it in place down at the bottom. Nice and solid. This is all PVC. It's all waterproof. This whole box is waterproof. There's a little shelf back here. Can you see that? Yeah, little shelf to put your shampoos and soaps and whatnot. And you've got all this room down here to store things as well. And we'll put this is that oxygenic. I don't think we're going to use this particular head holder. I've got better ones. So this one's plastic. So this will sit like that. He's going to be using it this way. Sam's tall. The ProMaster is not, so he'll most likely be sitting down for most of his shower. But the most important thing was that we didn't want it to be all that difficult to get this deployed or returned. So it's that easy. Everything goes in here. It's a waterproof box. The floor of this box and this shelf are pitched 1/4 inch per foot, and the water's going to run right out these little weep channels. You'll get a better glimpse of this during the final video tour, which is in a couple of weeks. When Sam took his trip to Hershey, he had a chance to put the van through its paces, and he came to realize a few things he wanted changed or added. One of those things was the 2 DC to DC chargers I had here, those Victron Orion chargers. $30 amps apiece for a total of 60 amps, plus the solar on the roof, he felt was not adequate to quickly replenish his lithium battery. He's got a 600 amp hour Mama Luke. So he decided he wanted the second alternator. In a ProMaster, I'm not keen on that. But the Vagabonds have one in their van that I built for them, and I advised them against it. And sure enough, they did have that fan belt cutting the hose issue. Once they addressed it and fixed it, they've had no problems, and they've been traveling a lot full time, and they're using their van every day. So there is no problem with the second alternator in a ProMaster once you get past those initial design installation bugs. So here we are again doing it one more time. I got Gus up front right now finishing up on that install, and I have to say that this time around with Gus handling the tools, a much smoother install. It seemed to go in very easily. I've got a lot of confidence in what it is he's doing. Okay, that's the backstory. pulled the Orion DC to DC chargers out, left us with a nice big space here. Another thing that Sam realized on his trip is that this lovely, wonderful power bed is a joy to use all night long. What that means is you'd have to leave this 3,000 watt inverter on all night long in order to make your moves. Sam says, can we put a smaller inverter in, just dedicated to this bed? Absolutely. Great idea. So I measured the bed. It takes 60, 70 watts to operate this bed, to move the linear actuators with a person on it. But this 600 watt inverter is the first smallest inverter that comes with a remote on-off switch. And I wanted that because the on-off has got to be up near Sam when he's in the bed sleeping, along with the lights, the plugs, the USB. So we have a 600 watt inverter, and it's tidy, it's small, it was inexpensive, as they all now are these days, has one extra plug so that in the future, he's got plenty of capacity here. If he wanted to put in a 120 volt CPAP machine, for instance, plenty of power. So now, during the night, he can leave this on. The phantom draw on this is next to nothing compared to the 3,000 watt inverter. So the Orions came out, the little baby inverter got bolted in, 80/20. It's so modular, these kinds of moves are easy to make. As deeply as you commit to locking things down, they come apart that easily. It's like proper knots. Have you ever seen those videos? People are making these knots that when they're in use, they are rock tight, you can't, but then when you want to undo them, they come undone. That's the whole basic premise and philosophy of working with 80/20.